Banks have seen renewed pressure last year, as a result of the tough macro environment. How are they dealing with this with your interaction with your management?
Yes, there's a number of reasons for profitability. One that they talk about is regulation, and that's undoubtedly especially with the cash reserve and national turnover. That's undoubtedly. And there's not a lot they can do about that except for they're trying to get through that. What they are trying to do though is cost of funds. They're trying to push down. They're trying to do that by shifting people into demand saving side because the cost of funds is trying to pass through dividends, and that will obviously help. They're also trying to extract a bit more margin from interest. Really been that successful. They are trying, thankfully, because of the expected rising interest rate, they are getting yielding more from governments. So those things are what they're trying to do. They're also trying to restrain costs, but the members haven't been that convinced that they're successful to bring down costs. Certainly not way below inflation. Inflation is going to double digits and fairly large. So all in all, if you add the credit losses, we're looking at a sector next year which is going to do well to maintain
Your presentation touched the big point that I got from it, the issue of the increasing dollarization of the banks. Maybe I guess the question, why are Nigerian exchanges willing to put so much more in dollars? And you kind of hinted at the fact that the banks have not really gotten around the risks involved in that. So maybe you can expand on the risks involved.
Yeah, sure. So I can't really comment on why Nigerian consumers want to save in dollars. I presume it's a lack of confidence in the naira, and probably just a But I mean, you have to ask the travel industry. Also, corporates, there is a dollar pass through into the economy, and that's increasing. So we will see it's just general activity in those dollars. Again, I think it's going to be a confidence issue. However, that's speculation. Foreign currency balance sheets in 2008-2009, the best in class the risk in century where in those banking sectors there is significant especially and in those you had a number of risks that were exposed. Firstly, it's a mismatch in there. If you're lending to a borrower, that is because, let's face it, US dollar margins are lower than if there's a naira devaluation, the revenues of that corporate in naira, there's a natural mismatch and of course there's a situation. The Hungarian, the Polish banking system were incredibly hit by this system, and we saw a really harsh climate, which the banking sectors in Central Eastern Europe are really just running out of still. That's from a credit perspective. Thankfully, a lot of the credit is to naturally hedged corporates, oil and gas, etc., and some trade finance stuff. However, sometimes that natural hedge is not complete. You get large one-on-one, exactly, and sometimes it's not these companies. It's just companies that just are big and they say no, I want US dollar because US dollar's cheaper, and that's what we're concerned about. Our estimates are that about 20% of US dollar lending is to non-US dollar. Now there are risk management techniques. You can put naira floors in. You can put make them put a hedge in, any sort of other derivative in order to manage that risk. However, even with that's the credit side, and I think that's probably better known. What I was pointing out today was more the liability side. Now, the liability side in the presentation, I was saying domiciliary accounts, US dollar funding has gone from 10 to 15% to 25 to 30% of total fund, approximately. Entire sector. Now, what they're doing is obviously matching that into US dollar loans, which is one thing, which is great. Now, if you've got a closed or you've got a very small open position on your balance sheet, it's not a massive issue. But if you've got $1 billion liabilities and $500 million assets, naturally, as the exchanges change, it's going to be a revaluation through your balance sheet, which causes a direct risk. That's risk number one. And we've already seen that a little bit through the year. But that isn't indeed our biggest risk. The biggest risk is if there is a lot of domiciliary accounts.
If the citizens begin to withdraw or want to withdraw their funds.
Exactly. So let's say there's a demarketing of one of the banks, and one of the banks is clearly in trouble, and everyone says, well, I want my US dollars back. They take the money out, and there is a US dollar liability that bank has to pay. They can't, they just don't have the assets. Now, they can go to the central bank, they can go to the interbank, but the central bank probably aren't that keen to extend US dollars at the moment. We think they will do as a lender of last resort, as we've heard today. But again, if in our rating as well, if you're doing that, you're already fairly close to default. Interbank lines from foreigners are just closing anyway, and there's not so much appetite. And on the market, they're really going to make you pay for it. So you might get US dollars, but you might be solvency issue if you're paying US dollars. So that's the big concern for us. So what we're trying to talk to the banks about is whether they're managing this asset liability mismatch appropriately. And there's two ways to do that. One is you do direct for direct, so I have a 1-year liability, I have a 1-year asset, and then you contract it. However, given domiciliary accounts and the nature of them, they're kind of 30-day, 60-day money. You can only put them in 30-day, 60-day assets. What do you put them in? You put them in cash, you put them in interbank, etc., etc. We need to make sure that they're managing that. We don't think that's universally done across the sector, and therefore we consider that to be the largest weakness.
That's interesting. So you recently downgraded the banks based on the sovereign. So has this had any effect on borrowing costs for the banks? And does it mean that you have to wait till the sovereign is upgraded before you can upgrade the banks, even if they are doing quite well?
Yeah, so S&P, as a general rule, we don't rate a bank above that as government, and that's really for two reasons. One is they're stuffed with govies, so if the government defaults, the solvency of the institutions are threat. Secondly, there's a regulatory imposition a lot of the time, whether that is the banks are kind of put upon to buy more government debt, or there's a stopping of deposit outflow, etc. We also classify that as default. So for us, it's a very simple relationship, especially in Nigeria. I think there's only one that I know of in the EMEA space, and that's one of the EU, and obviously the TNC, the way that if you're a Spanish or Greek, you're worth euros, so that's slightly different. What was the question?
So I was like, do you have to wait for the sovereign to be upgraded?
Basically, yes, we do. We will only capture at the foreign currency ratings of Nigeria, which so that's the best rating that a bank can get without really significant diversification. Arguably, Ecobank may, because of the diversification aspect, but they've got a whole host of markets in Ireland and Ireland.
Okay, final question. The trial last year, we heard that banks might, when I talked to you guys last, that the credit NPL levels might begin to rise as a result of the tough environment. For the full year results of the banks, it was pretty stable.
Yeah.
So, did you get the forecast right, or were you guys early? And do you see it rising? Credit impairments rising this year and into next year?
Yeah, we were early. So what we tend to do is, and I try and when I talk to customers, I try and say there'll be a risk event or a risk deterioration over a period, because it's very hard to say when it's going to be. And we still think what we said last year is true, that there is an impending asset quality issue in the sector. We've probably pushed that out by another 6 to 12 months again. So we would have said, I think what we spoke to you last year, it will be happening now, and we reflected a half year this year. We think probably another 6 to 12 months. So the end of 2015, maybe half year 2016, we'll start seeing the deterioration of the assets. Because obviously it takes 90 days to default. It takes probably here another 30 days to recognise that you're already into a quarter, and then it depends on how the banks are those things. So that's our expectation. again, I'm maybe talking, hopefully I'm talking to you again this time next year and pushing it out again, or at least saying I've got it wrong.
And do you think the banks are ready for that with your, do they have the firepower to come in through earnings some of the reserves that they have to mitigate some of that?
Yeah, I mean, our base case scenario is that from a sector-wide average of 2.5–3%, that shouldn't cause any significant issues as a single issue for any one bank. The difference would be if any one bank has a 7–8% cost of risk. Then it's a risk.
Thank you very much.